What's up everybody, JustinWatchesMovies here, and today we're going to be talking about Toy Story 4, the newest Pixar film. And if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I wasn't truly anticipating a new Toy Story film. Because after the gut-wrenching, just very emotional ending to Toy Story 3, I thought it was a good way to end the franchise. But they wanted to bring the characters back for a fourth film. There was part of me that was looking forward to seeing these characters on the big screen once again, but deep down inside, I was a little bit worried with how this movie was going to play out. Woody, Buzz, Jessie, Bullseye, all of the characters are now settled into the home of Bonnie. They live with Bonnie, they play with Bonnie, they finally feel like they got a place to be. After Bonnie creates a new toy named Forky, the family goes on a road trip and Forky gets lost, and it's up to Woody to take Forky back to Bonnie. Along the way, he meets Bo Peep again and a few new toys here and there. I thought Toy Story 4 was good. It is a good film. It is a good Pixar film. It understands its characters, gives these characters a story arc, and, you know, understands their emotions and who they are. If I'm going to be completely honest with you again, I thought this movie lacked something. It lacked something to make it a truly remarkable Toy Story film. I could easily sit down with you and tell you that Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 are truly just amazing films. Absolutely perfect Pixar films. I can't say the same for Toy Story 4. I wanted to absolutely love this movie, but there were just moments that either felt rushed or just weren't as strong as I hoped they could be. I could tell where they were going with certain scenes towards the end of the film, and they wanted to have a bittersweet kind of emotional moment. But how the previous scene was set up and how that scene was set up too, it didn't allow for it to be very impactful. It didn't allow for it to be emotional like I wanted it to be. I knew what was going to happen. I knew what was going to play out. And what I got was something that felt a little bit lackluster. I wanted to bawl my eyes out. I really did. I wanted to feel something for these characters. But the ending just felt a little bit weak to me. I felt like they could have handled it in a different route. And it was a little bit disappointing. After I left the movie theater, I talked with my friend who saw it with me, and I said, we both just said to each other, that was a good film. Yeah, it's a great film. But it's lacking something. It's not Toy Story 3. It's not Toy Story 2 or 1. The emotions that each film previously had, I feel like there's not that one scene in this movie. Now, there are some good things about Toy Story 4. It's not the bottom of the barrel Pixar film. I feel like it's just in the middle. Some of the new characters are a lot of fun in here. I really love seeing some of these new toys, especially the toys voiced by Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele. They played well off of each other. They have some really good chemistry. I like Duke Kaboom, voiced by Keanu Reeves, and Gabby Gabby had a really good storyline as well that reminded me a lot of Lotso the Bear. And I really enjoyed Forky in this movie. That easily could have been the low point of the movie, the most like comical thing in the Pixar films. But Forky was handled really well, and I liked his progression of not knowing who he is to finding a purpose for himself, and that's what Woody wanted to do, was help Forky find his purpose and get back to Bonnie. A lot of funny moments from Forky. The most times I laughed in the film is when there is Forky and he is talking, because it's just pretty funny. Another thing that I was really devastated with and disappointed with is there's not a lot of Jessie, Buzz, Bullseye, all the other characters. They're just there. They really don't do much than just being there. And I really wish they would have been in the film a little more, but when I think back at the whole entire film, it's a story much about Woody and Woody's journey of self-discovery. And it's times bittersweet for him, and I feel like they handled the character very well. They still truly understood who Woody is and what he views in life and what it means to be with a human, while also trying to do something new with the character as well. I just wish I would have got a little more interaction with Buzz and Woody, because that is one of the most iconic duos of all time, and we just didn't get that, and I found it disappointing. This film is just leaps and bounds better animated than the first couple Toy Story films. Sometimes it looks just so real, such like rain shots and scenes outside. It is beautiful to look at. Toy Story 4 is not a terrible film. I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't enjoy it, because I did enjoy the movie overall. I think that there are some really good comedic moments. Some of the new toys work well into the film, but there are some glaring issues for me as well. It's not emotional, and when it wants to be, it does not work. There is some times where I wish certain characters would be in the film a little more, because they were impactful to other parts of the story previously, and they just didn't have a big role in this movie. I appreciated the new route for some of these characters, but when it comes down to it, I think they could have handled some of these bittersweet, more emotional moments differently. They just didn't carry that weight like I wanted them to be, and I could tell where they were going. I could tell what they wanted to happen, but it just didn't work for me. I'm gonna go ahead and give Toy Story 4 a B+. Have you guys seen Toy Story 4? What'd you think about it? Have you guys seen it multiple times? Because I know this had screenings last week, and people have just been raving about the film. 98% is a really high score on Rotten Tomatoes. But comment down below with your thoughts on the film. What do you think about this fourth outing for Toy Story? Make sure to also subscribe to my channel down below. Stay tuned this weekend. I got a ranking for all of the Pixar films. You guys can also check out some other Toy Story reviews right over here. My name is JustinWatchesMovies, and you guys stay classy.